Good morning. Welcome to the Keene Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Tia Zunbauer. One thing that I like about being a part of this community is that we are a radically welcoming community. I feel really small up here, like I'm so tiny. We are delighted that you are here, whether you are here with us in our beautiful and historic sanctuary.
There is a step.
Oh, there is a step. Well, look at that. I'm not quite as tiny now. Okay.
Would you like it out?
There we go. Now I have to lift this. Okay. So back to whether you're here with us in our beautiful and historic sanctuary or watching us from home on our YouTube live stream. Hello, everyone. We welcome you here today, whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. We hope you will find something in our service today that proves useful in your daily life, provides you hope, grace, and energy for the weeks ahead. If you are new here today or just feel new, we welcome you. Is there anyone new? Nothing like putting on the spot. Let's see, if you're new. Each week we designate an ambassador. They are here to help you get to know our church, our faith, our community. You can ask them questions. Today our ambassador is Wynn Sargent. Where's Wynn? There he is. Thank you, Wynn. We also invite you to sign the guest book located at the front of the sanctuary. Is that? And we hope you'll join us for coffee or tea in the parish hall through the doors there following the service. Lastly, we welcome all children in our sanctuary. We believe that the sounds that they make are sacred. Your cell phones, however, we appreciate more when they are silenced. Now let's enjoy Morning Has Broken.
I think 5'4" must be the height that you don't need the step stool. But I'm always glad it is there. So good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Hafey, and my pronouns are she and her. I have been sharing with Mickey Cronin our once-a-month worship services where we get a chance to deepen our relationships with each other. And I have to say, when I hear Morning Has Broken, it brings me back first, not to church, but to summer camp. And since this is the season, singing that at Girl Scout camp was a joy. So thank you for that this morning. Now, I have some opening words. I want to tell you, sometimes I am putting the service together closer to Sunday than I might like to. So this time I was so proud of myself. 2.5 weeks early, it was done. And it is done in my version, and I missed including opening words in the order of service. And I say that, I could have just ignored the whole thing, but you have a role in opening words. And I'm going to ask you to try to remember, by the time we're done, you will, a 3-phrase refrain that we're going to use. The opening words are actually entitled Tending the Flame, Lighting the Way Together. And it's written by the Reverend Tess Bombauer, who's a UU minister who's actually served congregations in Massachusetts and New Hampshire since her ordination in 2003. And so the refrain you need to remember is the title, Tending the Flame, Lighting the Way Together. By the time we get to the end, you will have it mastered. And I'll help you in the meantime. So our opening words that I offer. In such stormy times, our own light may waver, or at times even go out. So we gather around the flaming chalice, the symbol of our faith, to kindle our flames once more. And you will say, tending the flames, lighting the way together. As siblings on this journey, we warm one another with our care, our tears, our laughter, sharing moments of comfort and celebration, tending the flame, lighting the way together. Sometimes we carry another through hard times, across deserts. Sometimes we are carried with others to light the way, tending the flame, lighting the way together. We encourage one another to grow, feeding our spiritual lives and strengthening our bonds of beloved community, tending the flame, lighting the way together. We watch and help our children grow into thoughtful youth and inspiring young adults who take our values with them into the world, tending the flame, lighting the way together. We find ways to work together to create a better world where everyone can flourish in the ways of their own brilliance, tending the flame, lighting the way together. None of us can do this alone. This living, this being in the world, we know that we need one another, especially in such stormy times, tending the flame, lighting the way together. So we gather to kindle one flame, which sometimes rekindles our own. We gather to tend it together so that it may light our own way and brighten the paths for others, tending the flame, lighting the way together. And I invite Wesley to come forward. Oh, so originally, 2.5 weeks early was clearly too early. I invite Suzanne Butcher to come forward, and you will find the chalice lighting words in our order of service. Grab that as Suzanne prepares. And thank you, Suzanne, for the beautiful chancel plants this morning. We kindle this flame to remind ourselves of the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. And so it is time to sing together. Please find your gray hymn book, number 360, Here We Have Gathered. Rise in body or in spirit. I have a practice when we sing sing something for a hymn book, either color, and that's to look at, is it dedicated to anyone? And I don't know how many other people do that, but it often brings me back to either what I know about our history or somebody I knew. And today I'm holding a hymn book that says, donated by George Kinsbury, April 2006. So it just connects me with our congregation. And so now is our time for all ages, and there aren't pictures, so if you want to come forward, you're more than welcome to. You were holding the puppets that kind of tie into the story. So this is from actually a documentary of campfire stories. I started off talking about camp. If you invited me to go back to summer camp tomorrow, I would. Radical Neighboring. And it was a story told by Adam Wilson. And Campfire Stories is actually a documentary series that features people who are trying to belong to the earth and each other in new and transformative ways, just as, quite frankly, this congregation is. And one of their films features a man named Adam Wilson. He runs a community farm that's also an experiment in non-commercial food systems, sustainable living, alternative economies, and what Adam calls radical neighboring. Oh, good. Come on up, guys. No pictures, but it's good to have you close by. As they film, Adam tells this story. And here it goes. Back in my early 20s, I heard a story. It sounded a bit like a fairy tale back then. It was about a farm that began with just three farmers, longing to grow food for their neighbors in a place where that had largely become impossible due to rising land prices. And so they approached a group of interested neighbors. My guess is some of you would have been some of those neighbors in this story, with a plan, or at least a proposal, or maybe a plea, for the possibility of local food again in that very place. The plan would include a budget for what it would cost to undertake a year of growing a year's worth of vegetables for 30 households. So imagine, we're not talking about a scale all that much bigger than would have been KUUC. Vegetables as well as milk and meat. The farmers gathered the interested folks in a circle. They asked if they could go around in the circle and have people pledge different amounts of money until the budget was covered. And it took a couple of rounds, but they did it. So that recognizes that we're not all the same. I might be able to donate so much and you might be able to contribute this amount, but they were circled together. A few years into the project, a woman came to one of the farmers and she said, "You know, my husband and I love being part of this farm and community, but we're going to have to drop out of the farm because we've both lost our jobs." The farmer then said to her, "You know, I think you could do us, as the farmers and the membership as a whole, a real service if you came to the meeting and pledged 0. And by golly, she had the courage to do just that. Then the farmer told me what happened next was that there wasn't a dry eye in the room. So there you got a bunch of middle-class folks weeping in a way that usually would be downright embarrassing in public. So what happened? Why in the world were they weeping? Well, we could tell a story that says they were weeping out of pity, that they pitied the poor woman and her family. But that might be a little bit too easy a story to tell. Maybe instead, in that moment, they had felt a sense of themselves as people who had the capacity to carry their neighbors, as a people who had the capacity to carry their neighbors, which also means that they realized they lived among people who had the capacity to carry them on a day that they might need to pledge 0. So, my friends, maybe the invitation this month is to pay attention to when you feel like weeping. A theme like flourishing, which is our theme of the month, carries the connotation of blooming, as if this month is solely about helping each other to blossom brightly into the fullness of all that we can be. But maybe it's also about softening, about waking up to the reality that our culturally encouraged pursuits of independence haven't made us safer. They've only made us brittle. Maybe what this month wants most for us is a revival of tenderness, a reconnection to that part of us that longs to be vulnerable, that hungers to stop pretending we are stronger than we are, and that understands that flourishing also involves our ability to say, I hurt, I'm scared, I need help. Who wouldn't weep if they discovered that there really was a world like that out there? May that be the world that we at KUUC commit to building. Amen. And now we will joyfully sing our children out to their religious exploration. The words are in your order of service. As you go, may joy surround you as you go in peace. Know our love is with you always as you go, as you go. I always hope I'm not going to break something. So this is the time in our service, and I say in our service, where we share joys and concerns. And to me, the reason it's important that it's in our services, this isn't just announcements. You know, if we are going to flourish, we share our joys and we give space to share our concerns. So if you are holding a joy or a concern, please come forward on either side and we'll signal which side is next, and briefly share your concern and then place a stone in the bowl of water. If at the end you feel as though you would like to share joy or a concern, but physically it's not viable for you to come on up here, let me know. I'll be happy to come to you, and at the end I will add one for those that are unspoken. I thought this was the first person. I think we're going to Ari. If you'll tell us your name and then your brief joy or concern, that would be great. Come on forward.
Good morning. My name is Betsy, and I have 2 sorrows and 1 joy. One sorrow is many of you have enjoyed concerts of the women's chorus Anima Terra here in this place for many years. Allison Smith was our choir director. Her husband Hunt passed away last weekend. He had ALS, and I guess it was a fairly short trajectory. So Hunt was a man of many musical talents, as well as Allison. The second sorrow is regarding Elizabeth Williams and Mike French, who built a cottage for their son on their property. And unfortunately, you may have seen this in the paper several weeks ago, but that cottage burned down completely. So we extend our sorrow to them. And my joy is, of course, 250 years of democracy in this country is such a cause for celebration, and let's pray that we keep it.
Natalia.
Come on over here. We can be closer together.
My joy is I have 7 grandchildren right now. I'm working on another one. The more the better. My parents had 22. But my joy is that my daughter said they told her she wouldn't be able to get pregnant. She did the IVF and all the acronyms. She said, "Hit a baby next week." We're excited about that. She was really going to be a great mother, and she could be pregnant is great.
So my joy, I'm channeling my mother here. My joy is that I will hopefully, most likely, have a new job at Hinsdale Middle High School, which means it cuts my commute from an hour to 22 minutes. So it's a huge joy for the environment, for me, for everything. My concern is, in relation to someone else's joy, is that we need to stay vigilant that this week our voting rights for if you are a minority were cut, and we need to stay vigilant and say, not my Constitution, keep your hands off.
I'm Deborah, and I have a joy and a concern. The joy is that my daughter Nina is coming home next week, and she's going to be here because in 10 days I'm going to get a new right hip. And my concern is that I'm a little bit afraid about it, but I think I'll make it through.
And Catherine, I would have come to you if you preferred.
So, I'm Catherine, and I would not miss this opportunity to share with you the joy that I have being back here in Keene. I am living a nomadic life, and I go from house sitting to pet sitting. I don't have a sticks and bricks home. And this is my 3rd time here in Keene, and maybe my 4th time visiting the church here. And I love it here. And my joy is also gratitude for this community, the people that I'm meeting. I just love it here so much. And this is good timing because I am 18 days post total hip replacement surgery. So you got this. And the timing for me to be here for the next 8 weeks, house sitting with no pets while I convalesce, is just incredible. So it's a deep, deep gratitude that brings me to this place of joy. So thank you to all of you in Keene. I love you all.
Catherine and I exchanged name history stories. So if you're looking to meet somebody at coffee hour, ask them the history of their name. Donna, come on forward.
Hi, I'm Donna, and my joy, I have two joys. One is being with all of you this morning on this beautiful day. My second joy is that my sister is visiting, and we've just had a blast together, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Deb, and I have a huge joy. It was kind of a belated birthday present for me. My birthday was May 29th, but my very best friend in the world, we met when we were 14, freshman year in high school, so we've been best friends for 57 years. And she lives in Western Connecticut, so it's a little bit of a haul, but she came up for 2 whole days, and it was just marvelous. So, belated birthday present for me. Her name is Nancy. She's awesome.
Hi, my name is Susie, and I wanted to share so that we can hold him in our hearts. Frank, our board president, is not with us today because he's been ill and is actually having surgery today for an ulcer. So if we could all hold him in our hearts today, as we always do, and wish him well in his recovery. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rebecca McCoy. I am sending thoughts to my best friend in Pennsylvania who had surgery for lung cancer on Friday. And the other thing is a joy. You've heard the saga of my daughter who was fired from USAID more than a year ago. She had found another job, but it wasn't quite right for her, so she just got offered a job to be refugee coordinator for the state of New Hampshire in their refugee office. So she's going to be do policy now again instead of fundraising. And all of this job offer was transpiring while the legislature was considering canceling the office, which they fortunately didn't do. She really didn't need to be fired a second time for doing refugee work, but that seems to have come out, and so we're really happy for her. She's the mother of the 2 banshees running around.
Is there anyone who would like me to bring the microphone to them? Then let me place one more stone in our collective bowl, representing the joys and the concerns that remain in your heart, may not yet be ready to be spoken out into the community, and know that we hold those as well. And now is the time in our service where we invite you to live into the UU value of generosity. Our congregation flourishes when we are able to give generously of our time, of our talent, of our treasure. This is the treasure of the T's this morning. Please give as generously as you can, maybe squeak a little bit further, and know that your generosity will advance the mission of this congregation. If you're visiting us, or if you're in circumstances where you're not able to, please know that we value your time and your talent as highly. The offering will now be received.
You are not hidden There's never been a moment when you were forgotten, though you have been broken. You have been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night, it's true. I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night, it's true. I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest times, it's true. I will rescue you. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night, it's true. I will rescue you. Oh, I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest times, it's true. I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you.
Thank you, Susie. And in your order of service, you will find the dedication for the offering. And it reads, "We dedicate these gifts in service of our mission to actively create compassionate community and work for a fair and peaceful world." And we continue with this prayer entitled, "With the Encouragement of Others." And it's a meditation built by the Soul Matters team. Now, for 10 months, we have been using the Soul Matters themes, and sometimes they provide us with a meditation, a prayer that they've written. It's based around the words of Danielle Laporte. Now, I read that Danielle Laporte is a member of Oprah's Super Soul 100. And the former director of a future studies think tank in Washington, D.C., where she managed the team creating global planning scenarios. She now speaks about the intelligence of the heart. And the Soul Matters team writes that during this month of reflecting on what it means to flourish together, we acknowledge that it is easy to see our flourishing as a solo act, something that we must forge for ourselves. Laporte reminds us not only that we can't go it alone, but that we don't have to go it alone, because there's a world out there rooting for us and sending us encouragement, even if we may forget this is so. May her words help us remember. let us turn inward in the spirit of meditation and prayer with the words of Danielle Laporte. Right now, there are Tibetan Buddhist monks in a temple in the Himalayas endlessly reciting mantras for the cessation of your suffering and for the flourishing of your happiness. Someone you haven't met yet is already dreaming of adoring you. Someone is writing a book that you will read in the next 2 years that will change how you look at life. Nuns in the Alps are in endless vigil, praying for the Holy Spirit to alight the hearts of all of God's children. A farmer is looking at his organic crops and whispering, "Nourish them." Someone wants to kiss you, hold you, and make tea for you. Someone's willing to lend you money, wants to know what your favorite food is, and treat you to a movie. Someone in your orbit has something immensely valuable to give you for free. Something is being invented this year that will change how your generation lives, communicates, heals, and passes on. The next great song is being rehearsed. Thousands of people are in yoga classes right now, intentionally sending light out from their heart chakras and wrapping it around the earth. Millions of children are assuming that everything is amazing and will always be that way. Someone just this second wished for world peace in earnest. Some civil servant is making sure you get your mail and your garbage is picked up, that buses are running on time, and that you are generally safe. Someone is dedicating their day to protecting your civil liberties and clean drinking water. Someone is curing the incurable. And now, as we take these words with us into a moment of shared silence, may we also remember that among all the someones wishing us well, many are also in this sanctuary. And now one more reading before we break into small groups. Not Made for Isolation by Reverend Michelle Collins. Spirit of life, source of all that grows, we know in our better moments that we are not made for isolation. We were made for this: the turned face, the open door, the willingness to say, "I see you," and to mean it. Flourishing together is harder than it sounds. It asks us to stay when leaving is easier, to listen when speaking feels more urgent, to trust that what we build between us matters, even when the results are slow, even when the harvest is not what we planted for. Hold us to that harder, better path. Remind us that flourishing of each person here is bound up in the flourishing of all. May we be here for one another and for the conditions in which something good can grow. Amen, and blessed be. And so we're going to shift into our small groups. And this is the 10th time we've done it. And we've said probably 9 out of 10 times Try not to sit with the same people. More of a challenge when we've done it 10 times, but look around. There are people in the room who may not have been with us before, and see if you can divide yourselves. And Mickey, I failed to put chairs fully out. There are some there. I see some over by Catherine. There may be some in the back. We'll make it work. So first and foremost, if you could quickly move into groups of 6, trying to find people you have not met with before. Now, we're using the same link, Zoom link, as we did in May, and for those on the screen. And Mickey will be meeting with those folks. So if you can move yourself to groups of 6, trying not to be with the same people you've been with before. Oh, there's plenty of chairs. So the purpose of the chairs is so you don't have to hang over a bench that's not necessarily the most comfortable, and we can move those around. If you are sitting so close to the group next to you that you will not be able to hear, just move yourself back a few, or to the left or to the right. Over here, you guys are so close to the group behind you, you may just want to shift to one side, one of those groups. Okay. All right, so let me give you your question, and we will have, the reason we say a group of 6, if you're a larger group than that, the timing doesn't work so well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so think about what some of the readings suggested. Flourishing isn't all the I'm going to blossom, but flourishing is also growing in the way to be willing to say, I hurt, or I need help. And so your question is, tell a story about learning to say, and maybe you're still working on this, I think I am, I hurt, or I need help. It's part of the vulnerability of flourishing. We need a timekeeper in each group. Really, you have 3 minutes per person, which is why 6 people in the group really matters. Okay? So go to it, and I'll prompt you when it's time. We are at the last 2 minutes if someone has not yet had a chance to share. And as you make your way to your seats, or stay where you are, please pull out your teal hymn book, and we will sing together, Building a New Way. How will we build a new way where we all flourish? We rushed you, Donna. We rushed you. Please rise in body or spirit.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. And Jane and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Thank you all. And And Suzanne, would you return to extinguish the flame? The words are found in our order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with the world until we are together again. And as a benediction, I offer these words, tenders of the flame. We are tenders of the flame. Again by Reverend Tess Baumberger. None of us can do this alone, this living, this being in the world. We know that we need one another, especially in these stormy times. May we be tenders of the flame we have kindled today. May it light your way and brighten the path for others. For we are all in this together. So go forth into the week and into the world, not just reflecting the values we have discussed here today, but actively living our UU values in the world.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright, blessed day, and sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also in the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.